12.3, multiplying polynomials by polynomials. So I have my first example up here. It says multiply x plus 4 times x minus 3. So we have a binomial times a binomial right now. So we all know when we're multiplying, we know how to distribute. Well, in this case, we're going to distribute twice, so I call it double distributing. So we're going to double distribute. So first of all, I've got to start out and I've got to multiply x times x, which is x squared. I've got to multiply x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. And here's where the double distributing comes in. Now I've also got to distribute that positive 4. So I've got to say 4 times x, which is plus 4x, and 4 times negative 3, which is negative 12. Now I need to look at my final answer, and I have to see if there are any like terms to combine. There are, these two right in the middle. So my final answer in simplest form is x squared plus 1x minus 12. So that's all it was with the distributive property, just twice. Okay, when you have a binomial times a binomial. So let's go ahead and try number 1. It's the same idea. So I'm going to have to start off with p times p squared, plus p times 7, which is 7p. So that's the first set of distributing. Now I've got to multiply or distribute the 3 to everything that's after it. So 3 times p is plus 3p, and then 3 times 7, which is 21. Look to see if there are like terms to combine. We know we have p squared plus 10p plus 21. Final answer, simplify. I'm going to show you a little sort of graphic organizer. I'm going to have you guys try number 2, okay, on your own. That's what you're going to come to class with. Let's do number 3. And let's draw a little graphic organizer to sort of organize our thoughts. We're still doing the same thing, but some type of graphic. We have a binomial times a binomial. I'm going to make a 2 by 2 box. Right, so we're just going to kind of organize this. And I'm going to put my first binomial along the side. So c minus 6, and then I'm going to put the second one along the top, c minus 2. So again, this is just a graphic organizer to give your eyes something to look at. Okay? So now I'm going to start, and essentially I'm finding the area. Area is just length times width for a rectangle, right? Okay, area is length times width. So watch what we're going to do. This side is a length of c, and this side has a length of c. So what is c times c? C squared. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the box to the right of it. So what is this area? Length times width, c times negative 2. C times negative 2 is negative 2c. I'm going to do the bottom left box. Length times width of this box. So this is negative 6 times c. So what is negative 6 times c? Negative 6c. Smart board's acting a little weird there. Sorry about that. Then the last box, length times width, is negative c times negative 2. Negative c times negative 2 is positive 12. Now let's combine our like terms. So where do our like terms occur? Right there on the diagonal, so nice and neat there. So my final answer, I don't have anything to combine with the c squared. But I just highlighted my like terms. Negative c and a negative 2c gives me negative 8c. And then the constant, I don't have anything to combine it with there. So like I said, it's just a little graphic organizer. It still does the same thing. We're still multiplying, just another way to look at it. Let's circle number 4. We're going to come back to 5 in a minute. Okay, let's not tackle the trinomial times the binomial just yet. Okay, let's do number 6, and let's use our little graphic organizer again. Okay, so let's draw our 2 by 2 box. And the first binomial, I'm going to put along the side. And the second binomial, the 5a plus 8, I'm going to put along the top. All right, and let's multiply. So remember, we've got 4 rectangles here, so we're just going to find the area of 4 rectangles, length times width. So length times width, 5a times 5a. Who's got it? What's 5a times 5a? Anybody, yell it out.
25a squared.
25a squared, good. Second one, length times width, 5a times 8, 40a. It's 5a times 8. Bottom left here, negative 8 times 5a. Length times width again, negative 40a. And then that last box, the bottom right, negative 8 is the length of that side times positive 8. Negative 8 times positive 8 is negative 64. Now let's look at our graphic organizer. Where do we see the like terms? Our like terms occur right there. Whoops. So now let's write our final answer. Our final answer in simplified form, we start out with our 25a squared. Now we combine our like terms, 40a minus 40a, that gives me 0. What are we left with? We're left with a negative 64. All right, there's our final answer. Simplified final answer. Again, we just did binomial times binomial, just used a little graphic organizer. Okay. All right, let's go down to number 7. Let's jump down to number 7. And what does this mean? 7x minus 3 squared. When you square something, it means to multiply it by itself. So I've got to do some rewriting here. This is sort of a little shortcut to write 7x minus 3 times itself. Now I can see binomial times binomial. That little squared right there just means to multiply it by itself, so write it out twice. Let's practice, let's double distribute. Okay, not do the graphic organizer, but let's just practice double distributing. I've given you 2 methods here today. Double distributing or using the graphic organizer. You're still doing the same thing. You're still multiplying. It's just whatever you prefer. So let's start out. 7x times 7x. 7x times 7x, think about that. 7 times 7 is 49. X times x is x squared. Now I've also got to distribute 7x times negative 3, which is negative 21x. But I'm not done. Here's where the double distributing comes in. Because now I have to distribute the negative 3 times 7x and the negative 3 times negative 3. So negative 3 times 7x is negative 21x. And negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So we did the double distributing. Now let's combine like terms. Where do our like terms occur? right there. Write your final answer in simplified form. Negative 21 and negative 21, the signs are the same, so we have to add negative 42x plus 9. Okay. You guys are going to do number 9. I'm going to make 8 a challenge problem for you to come with if you'd like to. That one's a choice. You can choose to do number 8 or not. And let's hop back up. One last problem. Let's go back to number 5. Okay? I'm going to make some more space for that. Now, number 5 looks a little bit different. It's a trinomial times a binomial. So it's tri times bi. So really, instead of considering this to be double distributing, this is technically triple distributing. Now, that's a lot. So when I have a trinomial times a binomial, I use the graphic organizer. Makes life a whole lot easier. So right now, instead of a 2 by 2 box, I'm going to do a 3 by 2 box. Everybody needs to be doing this. When you've got a try times a by, you need to be drawing the graphic organizer to keep things organized. So up on top, I'm going to put that binomial. Could you make I made technically a 2 by 3 box. Could you have done a 3 by 2 box? Sure, it doesn't matter. I'm going to put my binomial along the side, and now I'm going to start my multiplication. Take it a box at a time. 3x times x squared. 3x times x squared. Raise your hand who's got it. Got it. 3x to the third. Next box. 3x times 2x. There it is.
6x squared.
6x squared. Third box. 3x times 1. 3x times 1. There. 3x. Now we're in the bottom row. 5 times x squared. Owen. 5x squared. Middle box there. Somebody tell me what we're multiplying there. I've been telling you guys all along each step. What am I multiplying? Anybody?
5 times 2x.
So 5 times 2x, 10x. And then the last box, 5 times 1, which is 5. Where are the like terms occurring? Let's highlight them. I see like terms right here. And then I also see like terms right there. So now let's write our simplified answer in descending order. So 3x to the third. Now I combine my x squareds, and I end up with 11x squared. 10x and 3x, 13x. And then plus 5. Okay?